have Casa J Tequila with Sofia, the CEO and founder. And without further ado, we should probably get this show on the road. So, we do two things to start every show. Thing number one is a relic from the past that we call Smile Like an Asshole. And we did that because when we used to be on Instagram, it was the only way we could get people to smile at the same time. So all you got to do is smile for 10 seconds straight. We typically hold up a bottle, and that's about it. I'll count. Everyone ready? All right. Ready, set, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. We skip seis. Siete, ocho, nueve, diez. Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo!
Easy enough. Easy enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
pour
just
myself
know
some.
Sophia likes to party.
Oh wow, you got me in less than 10 seconds. So
Yeah.
That's what she said.
we're all friends. We're all friends.
Anytime I hear that, woo!
Yes.
Sophia is a good time. I can vouch for that. We met on the New York scene, so certainly can vouch for that. Speaking of the New York scene, the next thing we do to start every show is we say what we're drinking and who we're cheersing to. We never make our guests go first. Heidi, do you want to go first or you want me to?
I'll go just because I love this week's toast. So you know my mom, she's 98 and I've been visiting her a lot and she's got her issues, but for the most part healthy. So she had to go to the ER yesterday and guess why? Because my sister bought her 1 pound hand weights and she over exercised and pulled a muscle in her back and was in excruciating pain. Poor mom. But
Sorry, I'm
anyway,
laughing, but I'm not laughing. Like, your mom is so badass that she would over-exercise.
if you tell her to do something, we also got her like one of those little pedal things she could do while she's sitting. She will obsess with it and like do it to the max. So that's what she did with her arm weights, and she hurt her back, but she didn't realize it till the next day when she was like
Wow.
in a whole bunch of pain. So a couple shots of morphine later, and she's home and doing great. And the doctor said, don't work out again until all the pain is gone. So cheers to my mom, Luz Mia, 98 years young and still working out.
Wow. Cheers to her.
Here's to her, indeed. I don't believe her. I think she's going to work out anyway.
Mhm.
But that's a good toast. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking La Venenosa Raicilla,
Which one?
Puntas.
Oh, that's
This
good.
is the El Lobo de la Sierra Don Gerardo Peña, which I guess he's not making this anymore. I just talked to the CEO of their importer today. I didn't realize I had 3 bottles of Venenosa at home, but I have 3, so that's one that I really like.
And what's the ABV on that?
50, so it's 100 proof.
Fantastic.
Oh no, I lied. It's not. It's 62.2 percent ABV, so that's 124.4.
Major, super major. Wow. Special one
delicious.
for your mom.
Yeah, you
right?
didn't need the morphine for your mom, I guess.
Yeah, this is my
You have
morphine.
it right there. You got it right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Well, I will go next, and I am drinking Casa J's Tequila Blanco Ensemble. It is hot off the market, hot off the press. Like, we'll get into all that in a minute, but that's what I'm drinking, and I am going to cheers to Justin Cezanne, who took me around last night on a Monday night unexpectedly. We initially he's like, hey, go to Hello Hello Bar, and I'm leaving the office with my laptop and all my stuff, and I look it up on Google and it's like, oh, it's closed on Mondays. And so I message him, I'm like, hey, Google says it's closed. He's like, just go. Like, okay. And then I get there and they're like having this big like party. They have like a checklist, and I was like, all right, Justin. I like name drop Justin, and they're like, oh, come on in. So then we had a great time there, and then he was like, oh, have you ever been to Schmuck? And I was like, no, it's been on my list. So then we went there for their anniversary party. So it's just like a pretty crazy night, all because he is so well connected and well respected. We love people like that. So I'm cheersing to him and to all the people in the industry who got out last night on a Monday. We love that.
Cheers, Justin. Cheers, Schmuck.
And of course, Sophia knows him because Sophia is in the New York scene and knows everyone.
Salud. And I love that glass, Marissa. That's a beautiful glass.
Isn't it great? So it's from Sip Tequila, which is where I was this weekend. And obviously, like, shout out to Sip Tequila. They do like a pretty unbelievable event once a year. And so it was great to see everybody. It was great to see Grover. Grover actually remembered my mom. He came running up to my mom.
Oh, that's so
And he's
sweet.
like, how are you? And I was like, okay, I've made it.
I
in life.
remember your mom.
Hey,
Like,
Grover. Shout out to
fitting-
Grover.
Grover is the man, and my mom is apparently more memorable than I am. So,
I
no, I'm
love
just
it.
kidding. I've traveled on one of Grover's trips and stuff, so like we do know each other. But my mom is super cool. So actually, cheers to my mom too.
Cheers. It
Cheers.
was a family affair at Zip Tequila Fest. I love it.
Oh, it
That's what it's
was.
all about. That's what
It
it's all
was.
about. I can't wait
So,
to hear
Miss
about that at a later.
Sophia, what are you drinking, and to whom are you cheersing?
Yes. So I am drinking Casa J Tequila Blanco Ensemble. Really excited to share more about this blend with you. Just launched top of January 2026. And I am cheersing to my terrific maestro tequilero, Juan Carlos Vera, de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Juan Carlos, I could not have done this without him. He's been my partner in crime on this fantastic mission for about 4 years now. And he's just been the most incredible partner in this project in developing the most beautiful blend for Casa J. So cheers to Juan Carlos.
Cheers,
Cheers,
Juan
Juan
Carlos.
Carlos from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
One of the benefits of this new format is that it allows us to like do a sound check beforehand, and we're trying really hard not to talk too much during sound check. Anytime I've been on a podcast, they were always like, "Oh, save it, save it, save it." But one of the things that I said to Sophia is, I was like, "Hey, anything you want to cover, not cover?" And she was like, "Well, I mean, I don't really speak fluent Spanish." And I was like, "Girl, you're fine." And then she just gave that intro where it sounds like she speaks pretty freaking fluent Spanish. That sounded pretty perfect. So, here's to you.
So, Sophia,
Yes,
so
yes.
4 years, you've been on this journey for 4 years. So, how did
8 years,
oh,
my
8 years
friend.
altogether, four
8
with the
years.
Maestro Tequilero.
Exactly. We met
Okay.
4 years into the journey. Yeah.
And how did you find him and how did you pick your distillery?
So Juan Carlos and I met through an incredible woman in Tequila. She was leading the sales for a beautiful distillery in the Highlands in Arandas. And in building community over the past 8 years, people would connect me. So they would say, "Oh, Sophia, you need to meet Claudia." And then, I got together with Claudia, and then the distillery that she worked at, they wanted to produce my tequila. I absolutely fell in love with their product. But then there was a very unfortunate tragedy with a lead member of the distillery. And so they had to just take time to internally rework and, of course, just take time for themselves. So Claudia said, "You know what, Sophia, I'm so sorry we can't work with you, but I would love to introduce you to Juan Carlos Vera. I think you would be in tremendous hands with him." And she knew us both well enough that our aura, our energy, and our intention really would align. And I met him, I forget the first time I met him because, it's been so long, but Claudia may have introduced us at the distillery, actually. We all met up in the Highlands, and, he just immediately understood the approach that I wanted to bring to this market. And Juan Carlos had been selling tequila luxury portfolio for Seagrams for many years. So he not only works on the maestro tequilero end with all that incredible knowledge, but also on the sales and the marketing end. So, he had this 360 overview of from production to sales, global sales, and really understanding what creates an excellent tequila in every price category. And he's also pursuing his wine certificate in Mexico. So, as we know, the culture of wine and the palate is just so complex, for somebody who specializes in that as well. So he just lends such terrific knowledge on all fronts of this industry to be able to offer to Casa J. It's just such a blessing.
So it sounds like you came up with this idea a while ago. Like 8 years you've been on this journey, which in many ways makes you pretty unique because we sometimes will talk to people who are like, "Oh, last year I had this idea and then I decided to do this and here we are. And oh, I'm releasing a Blanco, a Repo, and an Añejo all at once, even though like that's crazy because how could I have an Añejo when I just had this idea last year?" So you've been coming up with this for 8 years. What first made you want to do it, and then what kept you going 8 years later? Because you released this product a month, like last month. It is brand new, hot on the market. So you had to have something that kept you going. What was
Exactly.
it?
And what distillery? What's your
Oh yes,
nom?
the distillery's 1459.
Yes, 1459. Shout out to Tequila Selecto de Amatitan, the Real
Oh,
family.
fun. Okay.
Yes, they are incredible. I love them very much. They're incredible business people and beautiful artisanal craftsmen and craftswomen. So I love them. Thank you for my tequila. And yeah, their team's fantastic. Everyone down to just every member of their team is really wonderful and talented. So the founding story of my product and my reconnection to is really due to the reconnection to my Mexican cultural heritage through reconnecting with my father, who is from Jalisco. He's from Guadalajara.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're Mexican by heritage.
You're first
Yes.
generation Mexican?
I'm
That's my
Mexican,
first
American, and
generation.
Italian. So I have my
Italian.
mother's Italian. My great grandparents lived in Italy. And then my father was born and raised in Mexico, and in Guadalajara, where he lived for many years. And then his family moved to California. But he's now living back in Mexico, and he's been from California to Mexico, New Mexico throughout his entire life. So yeah, he was born and raised there. So I'm second.
Where in California?
San Francisco.
That's where I was born. I'm
Where in
first,
Italy?
I'm
Like, I
first
mean, you
generation
got all the bases.
Yeah, I'm
So
first generation Mexican American too, but my whole family's in Napa now. So
Oh, so beautiful, special place. Yeah, I would love to have family. I mean, it's you get to visit both worlds, right? Like the wine region.
yes,
I'm left out here. I'm the only one who's not Mexican by blood, only
but
Mexican
you're
by love.
Italian. That's pretty cool.
Our flag's similar, right? Just like
Yeah.
take the little crescent out of the center, and it's kind of the same flag. I have a golf hat that has the colors red, white, and green. It's like an Italian one, but I always wear it to Mexico because I'm like, it's kind of a Mexican one. Like you can't tell. But anyway, okay, so you are Mexican American, father's from Guadalajara, which is very cool, lived in Jalisco. And 8 years ago, you're like, I want to start this brand. What inspired it? It was connecting with your family heritage?
So here's what happened. I grew up in New York City, born and raised here. I'm in Brooklyn now, but born and raised in Manhattan. I grew up with my mother. She was a single mother. And my father and mother, they divorced when I was just about 2 to 3 years old. And so I grew up entirely with my Italian American family. I was very rooted in art culture and making meatballs over the stove with grandma, making zeppoli. So just like
Relatable.
really, yeah, The Sopranos were on at Christmas. It was just a real Italian American upbringing. Really beautiful time and a ton of cousins. I was the oldest of all my cousins, and my Mexican cultural heritage was something that I didn't have a connection to my entire life because once my parents separated, I was only with my mother. And it was only 8 years ago that my father reached out to want to reconnect with me. And he extended the invitation and he said, I know we haven't been close for many years, but would you like to visit me in Jalisco for the Christmas holiday? It was
Oh yeah.
6 years ago, and at the time I was working for Veuve Clicquot Champagne, a beautiful company at a PR agency here in New York City, and I was so honored to work for a female founded champagne house, luxury heritage champagne house. So that was really a dream to be able to work for that amazing company and learn so much about the history and culture of not only Madame Clicquot and the Clicquot house, but also of champagne as a craft. And so I was working in that mindset at the time, and I had worked with Armand de Brignac, Doucet, Belvedere Vodka. I later launched a canned cocktail brand called Two Chicks Cocktails as the social strategist.
Hold on, I've heard of them. You're part of that?
So I was this lead social media strategist for our launch.
What? I might even have some here.
Were they on our
I have
show?
some Two Chicks.
Were they on our show?
I feel like they might have been.
Yeah.
Shout out to Linda Cash. Shout out to the team at Two Chicks. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they're doing
Heidi,
incredibly.
I
So
I
really
think they might have been on TequiLadies. We've been
We
going
were,
on for so
well, we're on
long.
so many episodes, like it's hard to remember. I mean, earlier you sent me the email about somebody, and I feel like they were on our show because I know I have the bottles.
Yeah, Heidi's like I was like, Heidi, I'll let you handle this one. And she's like, they've been on our show, sweetie. And I was like, have they?
yeah, they have amazing product, great story, and beautiful cans, beautiful
Yeah,
coffee.
they're so beautiful. Actually, I just pulled up the website. Let me show everyone what this looks like.
Cool.
It's pretty beautiful. So okay, you did what for them?
Social media marketing,
Okay.
Whoa, how long
influencer
ago was that?
Oh,
strategy, production of a lot of the photos. I did that for maybe 2 years, plus or minus. Um, but yeah,
Wow.
beautiful product. I mean, they've since launched multiple new varieties. Variety pack. Look at that. It's gorgeous. It tastes
Beautiful.
delicious. Yeah, no, they're doing really well. Really exciting. I captured that photo. I was the creative director of that photo of the grapefruit on the bottom of their website. So
Oh, how
yes,
cute. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
honestly, it's a beautiful package. And as we know, you eat and drink with your eyes, right? Like that's a thing. It's a very important. And obviously, like you certainly took um, that approach with this bottle. That's beautiful. But we'll get to the packaging in a second. Okay, so you were in the industry. Like you're in the industry. You're in New York City. Like you're one of the very few people who can actually say, "I grew up in New York City." Not like those people in Connecticut who are like NYC, but in actuality, they're like Greenwich. So
Yeah,
yeah, and I'm throwing shade to New Jersey too because I know people from my high school who did that. But okay, so you're New York raised. You have an Italian mother. You have a Mexican father. He reaches out, says, "Let's get back in touch." You already have beverage industry experience. Then what happened?
amazing. Yes, exactly. So my father was a chef. Him and my mother actually in the 80s they had a restaurant named Tres, Tres.
oh,
Um,
Cute.
and that's because it was on like 13th between 6th and 7th in New York in Manhattan.
okay.
Um,
That's a
and
great location.
yeah, it's
That is a
it's an
great
epic
location.
location. There have been restaurants in there ever since actually. So it's pretty amazing. Yeah, they got a few stars by the New York Times restaurant review. And my father was in the hospitality industry. So he worked with some pretty awesome chefs, front of house, and was always an incredible cook. So then he went on to opening a restaurant in Jalisco in a lake town called Chapala.
I know. Oh, I've always wanted to go to Chapala.
Oh yeah, you'd love it. You'd love it. You please visit because it's so calm. You feel so calm there. You could ride on the lake and go across the river to actually this island that's pretty fun.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's just a really relaxing place. Beautiful bars, beautiful restaurants, and a pretty chill life. So father, incredible chef, and so we were reconnecting as he was sharing stories with me about Jalisco, about his family, about growing up, in the region, and sharing these beautiful dishes with incredible tequilas that were unique to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So I was tasting tequilas that I had never had before, and in a mindset and in an environment that I was actually being educated about this incredible product that, we love over here in the United States. But so
Mm-hmm.
many people, they don't know quite enough about it to be able to appreciate it it's in its full integrity.
Yeah,
And so, when I had
Exactly.
that
And
moment,
what
I
and
was,
just
wow.
to ground this conversation, what year are we talking about? Because tequila's had a pretty recent, like, resurgence, right? We'll say, like a renaissance, really. Are we talking like recently or how
This
long
was
ago?
2017.
yeah.
Okay, so right when tequila sales were starting to
Started.
ascend,
Yep.
they really like it hit a fever pitch in 22, 23, 24, 25. Like that's when it went up. So, okay, you were a little before the curve, really, in 2017 trying it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And if I could have started it then and there, I would have done it. But there's so much to creating a brand and developing something, and to also funding. That's one of the most difficult parts of starting a business, and especially for women. Women get less than 2% of venture capital funding. Shout out to that because it's very important that that fact is acknowledged, and hopefully in the years to follow that will be increased, because it's such an important thing. Women are so incredible. We have such amazing ideas. So the funding portion was like a really difficult, one of the most difficult parts of this, I would say. I'm a creative professional. I build brands. I love the visual identity and the storytelling. I have an incredible team who works alongside me on that. And, really the hard part were the business fundamentals. So getting that funding to get up and running. And then also the legal stuff, right? Like learning all about the three-tier system and how to operate in the best way. Speaking to as many as founders as possible who had done it in 2 times over to learn and hear what works, what doesn't work, who to go with, who to launch with, etc.
Yeah, we know of a lot of attorneys who start brands because they're in-house legal counsel, and like Macaulay from God, what's it
Alma
called?
del Jaguar.
Yeah,
And
like
Luis
and who?
Torres.
Oh, Luis Torres, of course. There's a
Yeah.
lot of attorneys who become tequila brand owners, and I think there is some synergy there. So you were a creative who had to learn all that. Like, where'd you learn that?
Oh no, learn by doing. So it's crazy. Like I remember back in 2017, it's almost like you really do search how to start a tequila brand. This is no joke. This is no joke. How to start a tequila brand. It gives you a freaking list, the compliance, the this, the that, the other, and then you just begin creating an internal list on each bucket of to-dos. The trademarking, I mean, forget about it. These things are also expensive, right? Like the trademark, then continuing that trademark, the statement of use. I mean, you just need to do so many things. But I really spoke with so many founders along the way who were so helpful in providing resources. And finding your vendors. Like you got to speak to a ton of people, but then you also got to go and visit them in Mexico to meet in person, because that's how business works there. It's really face to face. Yeah.
And you
So
also need to know, like, when you're choosing a vendor, it's different than when you're choosing a name. It's when you're choosing an attorney. All these micro decisions you're making, like you get decision fatigue. And that's why when you tell me that you came up with this 8 years ago and you're hitting the market now, that's what's so impressive, in my opinion, because Heidi and I have seen just tons of different stories, so many founders' stories, and the ones who are at it for a long time before they release a product into the market are the ones that impress me the most, because they have something inherent in them that, like, year after year, there's nothing in the market, there's nothing people can see, you're still just working behind the scenes like a duck. You're like paddling below the surface, but one day.
exactly. I'm a spiritual person, so I would ask, some spiritual individuals who I work with, like, when is this going to happen? When's the time for it? Trying to get predictions out of them, even though they weren't necessarily, on this psychic energetic realm. So, and they were like, it's going to happen when it's meant to be, when it's divinely the right time, when it's the time for the world, can it meet you there? Like, it's all the energy about it. But, there was so much that energy and effort and collaboration and exploration that had to go in it to take the time to get where it is now, versus a version of this that was 2 years ago. The bottle was completely different. The brand identity, it wasn't.
I grabbed the wrong logo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I posted that that schedule, and Sophia messages me. She goes, "Where'd you find that logo? It's so old." And I was like, "I don't know, like internet." I googled it.
I'm like, that's only on my internal Dropbox folder. So where did you get that? I love it.
Google.
Yeah, shout out to Felipa Edkill, the first ever designer for Casa. She designed that logo along with this beautiful, beautiful agave woman who we honor, Maya Juel, and we're honoring the women of this incredible industry.
Named after Maya Juel. Her name. Her name's Maya.
Maya.
After Maya Juel.
I love that.
You should feel this, Heidi. It just
beautiful.
feels nice. That's what she said. It just like feels like quality. If that
I
makes
want
sense.
to talk more about like the bottle, the design, the color, what the
The tequila itself. But let's talk about the tequila.
But I want to go back for a minute, because you were talking about how when you met with your dad and you're in Chapala, right? And you're trying tequilas and you're like, oh my God, like up until then, what was your experience with tequila? Like, did you enjoy tequila? Were you just I know you were in the industry, so you may have known a little bit about tequilas, but like, what was your experience before that trip meeting with your dad?
Hmm. Yeah, tequila, it wasn't like a significant presence in my life. So the awakening happened
Yeah.
when I met with my father and when he taught me about this incredibly rich culture and how this really is the spirit of the nation, the pride and joy of Jalisco, and the
Mhm.
blood that runs through their veins, as my maestro tequilero says.
So you are
So
so lucky that your first experience with tequila was like
Yeah.
probably good tequila because your dad knew.
yeah, so I grew, as you mentioned in the beginning, like I am very much a party gal. So I grew up
Mhm.
sitting at the bar and talking to the mixologists, and I've been telling them about this since 2017. So that's why there's so many of them are so happy to see this in reality, because I've met them so long ago. Just as like for me, what I feel like I was a much younger woman. I feel like a whole different person back then.
Mhm.
You know and they've been hearing about it forever because I love to go out. I'm a woman of the night, a party gal. I love to dance and socialize with my friends, take people out and about. And so, being in that hospitality scene, just as a client of the scene previously to this, um, you know, I would drink tequila and enjoy it. I love tequila on the rocks. I love tequila neat. I loved mezcal on the rocks with a slice of orange on the side. I loved mezcal neat. But tequila soda, I'd say I had more. Maybe margaritas, I had more. Whereas
Mhm.
now, when I'm going out, I really drink tequila neat.
Mhm.
That's just, and so I think where that led me to is just an appreciation of the craft and an appreciation of what's exquisite in a portfolio, in a brand. So really recognizing that and enjoying it without anything else.
Come to think of it, Sophia, it's funny that you mention that you went to like different bars and like you were telling people about it and they were excited for it. When last time we hung out, which was relatively recently, I feel like we were talking about how you and I got connected, and you mentioned someone who I haven't seen in person since 2017, 2016. So I feel like we probably got connected a while back, right? Like a while ago. I
So
mean, I
actually, the friend introduced me. Okay, the friend who we have
yeah.
in common is a good friend of one of my best friends. One of my best friends was visiting me in New York from LA, and this other gal came along and said, "Oh my God, you have to connect with Marissa because of XYZ, the tequila." And
Yeah.
did she connect us, or did maybe I messaged you or something? But
I don't know.
then, here we are, right? So I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
she
I
just
didn't have a
saw.
tequila page until 2021.
She
And
must
so,
have
like,
kept
you
up. She
predated
must
me
have
on
kept
this.
up with your social media stuff. So
Yeah.
then
Which
she
is
said,
funny because when I first met Bernice, who's the person in common, I was a different person. Like I was working at a pretty intense bank and I drank tequila soda with orange slices and like to your point, right? My favorite tequila was Don Julio 1942. I hadn't even met Cava de Oro yet. Like that's how long ago this was. But frankly, then, we've both grown and matured and found our ways. The only times I've seen you though, the only time we've met in person have been at some of the best, most incredible hospitality establishments in the world. So everything you're saying about like studying at the bar stool, right, is very much a good way to get involved in the industry because some of the places you're mentioning are like, I mean, the last place we were at is one of the top 5, top 10 in the world.
yes,
So,
shout out to Sip and Guzzle. We love you guys.
uh,
Super, super spectacular
and
team,
we almost
spectacular
we
cocktail.
almost ran into each other at Schmuck last night, also one of the
Shout
tops.
out to
So,
Schmuck. Yes,
yeah.
fantastic, fantastic as well. No, it's
Heidi,
exciting.
when
I
you visit
love
in
to
New
go.
York, just bring an extra liver with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Seriously.
have to.
And some
And where are
electrolytes.
you based again?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. So
Oh, so
actually
fun.
about 30 minutes south of Nashville. But I'm in Nashville almost every day.
Heidi, I have exciting news for you
What?
from Sip Tequila Festival. A lot of
We're
brands are
gonna do it in
starting.
Nashville.
They're all starting in Nashville, and I sent a bunch of them your way for
Oh,
stuff because
awesome.
they're all like, no one comes to New York, New Jersey anymore. They're starting in Tennessee, baby. But anyway, okay. So you have a Blanco. It is because I know we're about halfway through the hour, and I know people want to hear about the tequila too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because it's a
It is from
beautiful
a
bottle.
Matitan.
And the
People who
J,
don't
what does the J stand for? Jalisco?
So it's
Juarez.
all about region and heritage. Yeah, I just really wanted for it to be about legacy and, history. And of course, this is so deeply connected to my family, the reconnection to my Mexican cultural heritage. And so, region and heritage, Jalisco y Juarez. My name is Sofia Paloma Juarez. My father, Agustin Juarez. And so I really wanted it to be classic, something that lives on and represents my heritage and the legacy that I'm creating in this industry.
Do you say Casa J or Casa like hey or something?
Casa J, yeah. If you're speaking Spanish, Casa Jota, which actually has a funny slang translation, but I'm down with it. I think it's cool and fun. So yeah, no, it's all about reclaiming femininity and sexuality and cool stuff like that. Everybody who's watching, you could look into
I
Jota
love
and,
it.
Oh, I
on your own
know.
time. But yeah, no, it's amazing. Casa J, I just want it to be classic, easy to remember, easy to read, and representative.
All right, I'm looking it up. I'm going on Urban Dictionary. I can't help it.
So we know you talked about earlier about someone that designed your bottle.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
awesome.
let everybody else do what you're doing on the
Yeah,
sideline.
you guys can all Google it.
Yeah. Yep, good stuff.
Oh
But
my God. David Marsh in the comments, feel free to add what the translation is and I will pin it to the show.
love that.
Um,
That
yeah, that's
great,
great. Oh, that's
good
great.
stuff.
Um,
Yes, on the
yeah.
bottle.
Okay, so wait. Casa J, we went over what it is. Amatitan. Anyone who's not familiar with Amatitan, everyone knows like the two big regions that people tend to know are Arandas and the Valley. And Arandas is known for like its iron-rich soil and this and that and that. And then the Valley is known for like the deep obsidian black soil from the volcano. Amatitan is somewhere in between. And for those of you who've tried anything out of like Las Americas, La Roca, Ileana's stuff, Ileana Partida's stuff, if you've tried Elevacion, um, Quinta Lisa, like that's all stuff from Amatitan. So when you were choosing a region, Sophia, what made you choose Amatitan? Oh, and David in the comments is like, nope, I'm not going to tell people what it means. Okay, well, everyone's
Yes, we love you, David. Thank you. You're a good person. You're a good person. We like it.
oh my God,
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
So, yeah, I really leaned on maestro. I'm laughing at the comments. Don't
Yeah,
don't distract me. How do we get rid of that? So great. So I really leaned on maestro. We went everywhere. We went everywhere, and we had the best time. We ended up, when we were in Arandas, it was the Fair of Arandas, which is this spectacular. Have you been?
No, but I've been to other ones. Well, the Arandas Fair. Actually, I've been to the Arandas Fair that happened in December one year. I think it was.
I'd have to look at my, photos and then look at the date.
Yeah.
When you're in Mexico, it's always warm, so I don't even know what month it was. I have no idea. I don't remember.
September.
Yeah, I would have to look. There's
I
a
don't know.
fair of Arandas, and oh my God, the horses. There's a parade of dancing horses on the street. They're dancing. It is
love that.
spectacular. And, their owners are parading their beautiful horses on the street. And there's festivity. Of course, everybody's drinking in the street. We're with the horses. There's Ferris wheels. There's all this, it's a fair. It's a festival. And I have this amazing picture of my dad with his nose on a horse, and he's really connecting with this horse. It's a beautiful picture. And then you're drinking tequila. There's tequila flowing. There's activations. Brands do activations. So they create these pop-up restaurants and bars. And so I've had experiences in these amazing places and pueblas and regions of both the lowlands and Los Valles and Los Altos, both, and really got to know the tequila in both locations. Yes, La Feria de Arandas in January.
In January. Thank you so much, Ernesto.
Yes.
Fun. Maybe we
Gracias,
should go to that
Ernesto.
next year.
Honestly, Heidi, it's so
Awesome.
fun. I went with Cascanes, so yeah, it was January. And
Wait,
exactly as
I
Sophia's
did a thing
describing.
with Cascanes too, with horses and party, and it was like in a little town. Is that where I went?
Yeah. That wasn't the Arandas one, but I did go to an
Definitely.
Arandas one too. I've now been to Guadalajara and
It
Jalisco so
wasn't
many
in
times.
Arandas. No, it
Oh,
wasn't.
no,
But
but I went to an Arandas one.
whoa, okay.
And you know, like the square, like the town square, it's just the whole thing. And
Yeah.
it's cool to go to different ones, right? Like the one that we went to with Cascanes was, I can't remember the name of the town. It's
It
where
was
they get
just
their
like a
water.
little village,
Yeah.
and it
But
was
it's
And
really
that's
beautiful.
what's
cool.
so special about it. Yeah, to be able to explore the different regions and,
Hmm.
see if there's a unique, what's unique to that region, right? Like I always ask my father, like, what is this Puebla known for? It might
Hmm.
be an event that they have a year. It might be a type of dessert. It might be a type of bread. There's always something great. And so through this exploratory process, things would happen. Like I would visit a distillery and we would fall in love with their process and their liquid, but then something would happen. I've mentioned there was a tragedy unfortunately happened with one, and then other people come in who have their investment funding before you do, right? And
Hmm.
then
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, like that absolutely makes sense that they would then proceed with whoever's ready first.
Like we were
Some
Heidi,
trying
do
to
you
buy
remember
a house,
Della
and that
Risa?
cash buyer comes
Heidi, do you
in.
remember Della Risa? One of our first years doing the show, we interviewed this brand that was going to be out of 1123.
Yes.
Yeah,
Whatever
never
happened?
happened. Never happened. So like this is exactly what you're talking about. Oh, and I'm getting a text by the way, and someone said that's so cool, a woman founder. Yay. So
Yay, thank you.
you're
Thank
already
you. Rock
you're getting
on.
love. This
Viva
is a girl
las
that's really into that shit.
mujeres.
Getting
Viva
love.
las mujeres. Gracias, gracias.
Yeah.
So, I've been to female owned and run distilleries. I've been, oh my God, I loved a day where Meli Barajas Cardenas,
Oh,
many know her.
she's my idol.
Yeah.
From La Gritana.
She is the reason
Oatlanda.
why I do what I do is
Oh,
Melly.
wow.
And I finally got to meet her 2 years ago, but that is a beautiful distillery.
Oh, it's so
Have you met
beautiful.
you're in New York and you know everyone, Sophia. Like have you met from Casa Aragones Berta?
Not yet, but so many people have wanted to put us in touch. So you know what? I'm writing that down on my to-do list to
Yeah.
ask those people who I have one person in particular who, will do it probably in just a text message.
Yeah.
So thank you for reminding
Wait,
me
let's do it
because
together. Let's meet her
I'm
together
interested.
because I had
Yeah.
someone at a bank and she was like doing some private event for the bank and they're like, "Oh, do you want to meet her?" And I was like, "Sure, sure." And then my friend got drunk and forgot to do the intro.
Oh my
Um,
God, I'm
so yeah,
literally
let's
putting
meet her.
to intro me to Bertha. I put it on my to-do list. So thank you for
You
that.
gotta
No,
make a
I
to-do
can't wait
list,
to meet
man.
her. I'm
Sorry,
here.
we keep like you have a fascinating life, so we're just like nudging you off topic
And you
continually.
know so many people.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
I
people.
think it's just all about being in this industry. It's all about being out and about. And if you love it, you love it. So that for me, that's hospitality, it's
Yeah.
meeting one another. It's connecting over stories. It's connecting over a shared love of this industry, a love of spirits, nerding out and geeking out and learning new things, every day. And I recently have been offering the tequila for tastings, of course, to beautiful establishments. And I love learning from sommeliers, who are the bar managers, because they have, again, like this wide encyclopedia of terminology that's
We love that
outside
word.
of my current mind. So I'm learning things. Somebody said bacon fat the other day. Shout out to Rob. Was one of my favorite mixologists in New York. Like, I love that they thought that Casa J, like the smoke of our ancestral oven process, like it gave them a bacon fat aroma.
So
You
let's
like it's
talk
just
about it. Let's
yeah.
talk.
Let's talk about
Yeah,
it.
Heidi wants to know how this is made.
In the
So
box, you've
I
seen the bottle. It's beautiful. Your logo, it's beautiful. I love what it stands for. Now we want to know about like what's inside the bottle. Do you have two blancos, like a regular blanco and the ensemble blanco?
So we
What?
just launched. This is our first ever SKU, and it's also the first ever Tequila Blanco ensemble. So it's a
Yeah.
first of its kind, and that's why we find it so incredibly exciting and just so valuable to add to the market. And so
Does it
what?
actually say ensemble on it? Like
It
the
does.
put that on there?
Yeah.
Wow,
And
that's very,
every
very cool.
word, it's important. Every word needs to be approved by the CRT.
Yes.
So to have that approved, it was a big moment for us because it's not done in the
Yeah.
tequila world.
No.
But
And
you
for
know,
anybody that doesn't know, like ensemble, typically you hear that like in other agave spirits,
Mezcal.
specifically mezcal, and it usually means they're using more than one agave. But in your case, tell us what it means.
exactly. So this is exactly how I share this story when I'm pitching and when I'm having beautiful tastings with bars and restaurants. And so I share that exactly. We know the word ensemble or ensemble because of mezcal, a blend of multiple agaves, because that's agave. Mezcal can be made with over 25 varietals of agave.
Oh yeah.
Of course, with tequila, it's only one, the blue Weber agave. So this is a blend. This is a marriage of two methods, a marriage, a blend of old and of new processes. So we utilize both the tradicional and the ancestral production methods to create a
Wow.
blend of 7% tequila blanco ancestral and 93% tequila blanco tradicional.
And what
What?
made
Okay,
you
wait, say that
decide to
again. 7% ancestral
uh-huh.
Exactly.
And what
and
made you
and
decide to do that?
93%
Because
traditional.
Exactly.
ancestral, like it's not very cost effective. You know, like there's like I love um Siembra Valles Ancestral and it's very expensive and I understand why it's expensive because I've been there, I've seen how it's made. So what as a new brand, like just coming out of the gate with so many other brands on the market and there's like so much competition and pricing and it just seems like people are wanting to spend less and I have no idea what yours cost because I've done zero
We're gonna
research
make you
on
guess.
yours. I've
We're
done
gonna make you
zero
guess.
research.
We're going to make you
What,
guess.
what made you decide to like throw that into the mix, knowing that it was probably going to cost you more money to make this tequila?
Of course. So my mission was always to offer one of the greatest expressions of tequila, to elevate the worldview of tequila as this majestic spirit of the nation that we know it to be, and to share that education. So offering one of the most exquisite tequila blancos on the market was always the goal from launch. There was never a goal to be the well tequila. Respect. I love all the well tequila. Like I love a lot of well tequilas, right? Like respect, you
Yeah.
know, but that was just not my positioning. I wanted to end up arrive in the luxury category and market within that category. And so therefore what's inside the bottle is the most important thing. To be able to pour, sip, and enjoy, that is my number one priority, that people are enjoying what is in their glass and
Yes.
enjoying this experience, both sipping, so taking it neat, that's the number one priority, right? Because if
And
you
not
just
just what's in
sip
the
that,
glass, what's in the bottle.
exactly. Woo, Marissa's rocking it. And then it just
Well,
elevates
environment
a
friendly.
cocktail, right? So like it's bottled at 42%, so it comes through a little bit stronger.
Okay.
It comes past a citrus. It comes past, you know, all these beautiful, elegant fruits that you might pair it with. I love it with
Yeah,
pear. I love it with mango. I love it with
pear, I think.
hibiscus.
Ooh, yeah.
That's okay. So I was trying to figure out what I was getting on the nose, and there was like a fruit that I just couldn't place, and I think it was pear. That what you
Mhm.
just said, just like there's also like a floral element, like a honeysuckle element to it.
Exactly. My great friend Hugo shared honeysuckle, and I absolutely loved that. Shout out to Hugo Gamino, incredible chef and talented TikTok storyteller.
And you
And
said
like overwhelming agave too.
42% ABV. Somebody was asking, sorry, they missed what was the
The
ABV.
ABV is 42%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Exactly.
also wanted to know, like, had you tried ensembles before you decided to do this? Any ensembles?
Not with tequila. So again, this is a first
No.
ever
This is
of
the
its
only one
kind.
I've
And
heard of. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
that's what makes it so special. Like our press release, it says Casa J launches the first ever tequila blanco ensemble.
I
You
love
know,
it.
we're, you know, it's a first of. And the reason that we did this is because when we walked into our distillery and we were having conversations with the Real family of Tequila Selecto de Amatitan. And
Mm-hmm.
they said, wow, we really love how you're trying to express the blanco, the purest expression in its greatness. And we understand that you're entering the luxury category. We'd like to offer you something that we only use for our private family reserve and our private tequilas. And we said, all right, okay, tell us more. They took us to their ancestral ovens, and it was a huge honor that they had such a beautiful respect for what. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I want to get like, I'm so nerding out right now about this. I want to know,
Yep.
what is your
Yes, there he
what
is.
is your ancestral
That's him?
There's our
method?
team. So
Wait,
there's
hold
this.
on. I'm sorry. So I
You're not
accidentally
the team.
visited
It's
this
an.
distillery. I didn't realize. Okay, so I didn't realize that I had visited your distillery until you posted on Instagram yesterday or the day before. You posted something, and I was like, "I've been there," and you're like, "You've been here?"
I posted press that was picked up by the North Forker where I was looking, like smelling the fermenting wooden open air
Yes.
wooden barrels, and you recognize that open air wooden barrel because that's more typical for mezcal production. So that's why
Yes.
this is so incredibly, like, I geeked out on this, and when they offered us the ancestral method to produce in this incredibly above ground stone and stone and adobe brick oven. What we do is we heat that oven for 3 days with sacred fir and pine wood from the region. Okay.
I mean, check this out. They're like throwing it like LeBron
Yup.
James.
I
Okay,
have the exact same video.
what
Those
is
are
your
my people right
crushing
there. I
method?
freaking love them. They're
This is your
incredible.
team.
Well, these are this is the distillery team at Tequila Selecto de Amatitan, and they're incredible. We had such a good time together when I visited a few months ago. They're amazing. Yeah, they're the best. They're so talented. They're so strong. Do you see how
Yeah.
they're fucking
They're throwing
cranking
it like
it
it's
out?
nothing.
And
They're fantastic. They're so
how long
talented.
does it cook in there? This is the ancestral method that we're
Exactly.
looking at. So how
Yep.
long does it cook? And oh my God, you crush in a tree trunk?
In a wooden tree trunk. The guys, okay, one and two. So two people are on each side. They're hand mashing the agaves after they roast in that oven for 3 days, about 3 days, until those agaves get juicy, sugary, really sweet to extract that miel de agave.
Wow.
Yep, they're rocking and rolling, one on each side. Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Extracting the sugars.
I've only ever seen that at one other distillery, and it was this year. But they don't, that's not their extraction method anymore. It was just their extraction method when they were in the early stages and trying to figure out how they were going to make their tequila. But I actually got to see one of those at the distillery. That is so cool.
It's
It's
freaking
incredible.
awesome, Heidi.
They're so
It's
strong
awesome.
and so talented, and yeah, yep, it's an
We had a
incredible
tequila
team.
throne, and I
And
sat
then
on
There
it.
you go. You're sitting on the throne. Yep.
are
No,
you
right where that is.
fermenting in wood, and is it spontaneous? Are you adding something?
Exactly. So after those juices are extracted, the juices are called the miel de agave,
Uh-huh.
agua miel. So it goes into it goes into
Sorry, I'm just
wood
so
and
excited.
no, of course. So like the circumference I have because it's small, so I'm getting out my ruler. Like open air wooden fermentation tanks for about 72 hours plus or minus, and the circumference of those tanks, it's probably like maximum 50 inches. So that's not
Whoa.
big.
So
It's a
it's more like a
small
barrel.
tank.
It's like a barrel, kind of.
And this
Okay,
is what you do for
60 max plus or minus.
60 max, and this is what you do for 7%, and then the other 93, what do you do?
Yeah, and so let me just round out this process real
Oh,
quick.
yes.
So you know how it's actually ends up to tequila. So what happens is exactly, yes, David. Yeah, it's a very cool process. Exactly. I appreciate that. And so what happens is then that tequila open air spontaneous wild fermentation after about 72 hours, it gets put in the Filipino pot still method, which is the copper pot still, and it's burning over direct firewood. So it's double distilling over direct firewood, burning fire. It's like, you're sitting beside a bonfire. It's spectacular. Slowly hot tequila, very hot tequila is dripping out into glass. Yep, there we go, Marissa. If you even zoom in.
It's like blurring because I have my background on blur.
Okay, cool. No, but yes, that's the process. So for ancestrales, you can see a lot of connection with the earth, a lot of the connection to la tierra, which our bottle is inspired by the elements of the earth. with the speckling, an homage to the mineral rich soil. And
Marissa, that is so cool that you were there.
Heidi, it was freaking awesome. I went for the posada for G4 and then ended up just like at this distillery, and it
Wait,
was really
so
like
this is
freaking
in the
cool.
Highlands? The distilleries in the Highlands?
this is in the lowlands, 20
The
minutes
lowlands.
from, exactly, 20 minutes from the town of Tequila.
Okay.
It's like Heidi, like this is why whenever I messaged Heidi right before the show, and I was like, we were invited to this tequila trip, and I didn't reply quick enough, and I was like, maybe I should go. This is why you go. You just go because no matter what, you're gonna learn something. You're gonna see something new. You're gonna see a new process. You're gonna meet somebody.
It's
Also,
true.
it's Ileana's birthday.
Oh, feliz
I
cumpleaños.
Oh, it's
know it's her
Ileana's
birthday a
birthday.
few
Wait,
days later. What's
today,
up?
today, or
No, no, no,
later?
no, no. A few days after the alleged trip we might be going on at the end of February.
Oh, okay.
Exciting, exciting, exciting.
Are
Very
you
good.
going down soon, Sophia?
No, because now I'm selling the product, right?
Yeah,
So
no,
like
for sure.
I've been going there, for the past many years. So now it's time for me to sell this. And here we are, right? So now time to shine.
It tastes great.
I
Like
love that, like, you already have a background in the business, kind of, not necessarily tequila, but other parts of the spirits industry, and that somehow the universe aligned you with a master distiller who also has a background in sales.
Exactly.
That's a power team. And then you have like this one of a kind, first time ever product, ensemble tequila blanco, that is really amazing. What does it taste like, Marissa?
so,
Tell
I'm
me.
Oh,
telling
and
you,
we're gonna get you a bottle.
the taste is great, right? Like the taste is great. I'm not gonna even begin to go there until I tell you about the nose. The nose,
Okay, tell me the nose.
the nose is so fun because it reminds me of being a kid and being my mom would have us ride our bikes to the library, and then after we'd go to the library we'd get new books or whatever, and then there was like a little honeysuckle tree where we'd park our bikes, and I swear it just took me back to that honeysuckle tree. It's like
Wow.
it's so like yeah, the nose is my favorite part of this truly, and I love the packaging and all of it and all that, but the story, but the nose is what is really pulling me in, and the taste is excellent. Obviously you also are impacted by how the nose is. The nose is where it's at, and obviously the next question is people want to know how they get it. Heidi's
Yes.
got but
Of course. And you know what? I just want to share first that that's amazing to hear from you, because the reason I created this is because I wanted to bottle a memory. And the memory was driving for the first time ever into the town of Tequila from Guadalajara with my father. The sun was setting, the sky was pink, and the smoke was billowing. And I said, Dad, what's that smell? I cracked my window. And that's the first time I ever, thank you, Andrea. Appreciate you. That's the first time that I ever smelt agave cooking in the ovens in Jalisco. And I said I wanted to bottle a memory. And that is the sweet smell, right, of the agave. And added a free tequila here, by the way. So, like, it is possible to achieve that sweetness of the Blue Weber agave through working with a master, right? A master of the craft, and instructing them in a way that if you feel like you have a trained palate, like just giving really great instruction and then working, hand in hand with a master of their craft. So I'm glad that you smell that honeysuckle, which is reminiscent, of course, of that cooked agave and that beautiful juices that are extracted.
I mean the artisanal
Does
method.
it have a tiny bit of smokiness from the ancestral cooking in those wood-fired ovens?
I mean, like you would think that I would get that. I get a little bit of flint like on the nose, but it's not like if I didn't know the cooking method, I wouldn't go, oh, smoke. But
Yeah.
knowing that, like, you get a little bit of like a little not campfire, that's the wrong thing, but like if you went the next day and it was like
Yeah.
a dewy morning after there was, maybe you get it. But no, for me it's honeysuckle and it's floral, and I'm loving this. I could just smell it. I would love to smell like this actually.
Yeah, we'll make a perfume.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
bottle.
Since out of the gate you went for luxury tequila, would you ever consider doing 100% ancestral, like limited bottle release?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a incredible passion. So let's start the wait list now. Who wants in? CasaJTequila.com.
We'll take
Sign up.
two.
Yep. Sign up for the
It
wait
smells
list.
good in the glass. It smells better on me.
Yes. Okay. So everybody knows, right? Who's watching is that
I'm
if we
gonna write
put
a
it in our
country
hand,
song because it smells better in the glass, but it smells better on me. It's a great country music line, and Bottle of Memory is also
That's a country music line?
yeah.
Oh, no, wait. Are you going to write a country music song?
It would be a great song.
I'm
it
telling you,
would.
it smells so good on me.
Yeah, no. So if anybody ever needs perfume, if you feel like you're feeling a little stinky when you're out and about on a date, that's all
Yeah.
you need to do. Get the best tequila behind the bar, put it in your hands, dab, dab under the armpit. I'm telling you, you're going to smell great.
I honestly smell spectacular right now.
I have
Follow us for more
I see
dating
it.
in New
I
York
see
City
it.
clips.
Yep.
Okay, wait. So now people are gonna know where to want to know where to get it. You're on prem.
Yes.
You're off prem. Tell us how they get it.
Absolutely. So we'll launch our, I had bottles in my hand on January 12th, believe it or not. It's only February 3rd. So I'm in a few incredible bars, restaurants, and a few hotels, and getting into some membership clubs, which I'm really thrilled about.
Wow.
I'm based in New York, so I'm here right now. And so I will release our list later this month on our website. We'll have a zip code locator. But we're offering our tequila, CasaJTequila.com, up to 40 U.S. states. So that's the best way to get it. If you're not in New York and you're not able to hop to a bar, restaurant that's on my list, which I'll release later this month, CasaJTequila.com. We have 10% off case of 6, and we have free shipping.
Heidi, don't go on the website yet. I want
No,
you to
I'm not. I'm just looking Sophia up on Instagram.
Oh, the
she's the
Tequila
tequila
woman. The Tequila woman. I'm going to follow you back.
That is an amazing picture.
Oh,
Thank you.
Like her pictures. I mean, you're gonna get a major crush on her. Just know that going.
I mean,
that was in Jalisco.
You're gorgeous. You're very knowledgeable about your product. You have a sales.
Whoops, I got it wrong. Hold on, let me try that again.
I don't know how you can be successful. This is.
Thank you. Yes. So it is free shipping on bottles of 3 or more, and 10% off a case of 6. So yeah, love
and
to have
her
you.
Her Instagram is worth following on its own, just because she has some really incredible footage.
Shout out to Lena Nicholson, fantastic photographer and a dear friend.
Yeah, and also just like a little bit of a voyeurism into her beautiful, wonderful New York City life.
Yes. No, it's a good time. Marissa and I have fun.
Price yet? Did you say the price?
No, you're gonna guess it.
Oh yes, thank you. Woo. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Now, Heidi, remember,
see it on the shelf, right? So there's a price on my website, but then of course there's a range that retailers hosted for, at their stores. So, all right, yeah, imagine on
luxury
shelf right
product, 7% ancestral. I think Heidi froze.
Froze for a sec, but she'll be back.
She froze because she's so
excited.
It
on my favorite.
What's that?
I would say and I'm thinking Tennessee, which is like a little bit higher here too.
Okay.
So
in New York, sweetie.
I'm thinking, I don't know. I want to say like 140 or 150.
On the shelf?
Yes.
That's in the range. Do you want to guess what it is on my website as well? Because it's a hard number on my website, but of course in retailers they could fluctuate. So it's like a 30 plus or minus.
Yeah.
Okay, guess what Casa J has on our website.
Just the price, not including shipping?
Yes, of course.
God, I smell good.
134.99. No, one.
Great
You
job.
said it's. Is that
Great.
it?
Excellent job. We're 129.
Oh my gosh.
129.
Excellent job.
Wow.
Heidi.
That's amazing. Do you ship to Tennessee?
Yes. Please.
Awesome.
Again,
And
free
Valentine's
shipping
Day
for
is
3 or
coming
more.
up. And I can't think of a better gift for the one you love than tequila. And I know that it's a good gift for the one you love because you need to love someone over 18 and you need to love someone over 21.
21.
Unless you're my brothers, in which case, God knows.
Unless you're in Mexico, then they can be 18.
Yes.
Well, either way. Let's just give everybody tequila. Everybody of age tequila. Yeah.
I have an invite to send you, Marissa. I'll text it to you later. But for anybody watching who's in New York on Valentine's Day weekend, if you want to have fun with a bunch of exceptional female-founded brands, Cherry Bomb, which is an incredible publication, founded by Kerry Diamond. Shout out to Veuve Clicquot, who's on the back of this, La Grande Dame.
Ooh.
This is an incredible publication, and they're having a cherry bomb bazaar. It's all about hospitality, this publication, food and beverage founders and incredible founders within CPG. They're having a bazaar, a shop in Soho, and I'll be offering Casa J at our booth. So there's going to be great
That's
people.
awesome.
Yeah, great
I
female
love
founders.
it.
Yeah,
Talks
should
with
do that.
Pat
I would love to do
Lakshmi.
that.
A lot of great talks with chefs, with incredible people in hospitality, discussions and engaging opportunities to connect, book signings, a lot of good things.
Amazing. See,
Yeah.
she knows all the stuff. She knows all the stuff. Follow her, but also follow her literally. Like if she goes somewhere, go there. Not in a stalky way. That's not what I mean. I'm just
Yes.
saying, like, she knows the stuff. She knows the stuff.
Yes, I'll give some
Do you have any
recommendations.
other events that you would consider doing, like coming up in the future, like maybe Tales of the Cocktail, or like the event that I just did in that I went to in Austin, that I
Mm.
blanking out on the name because I've had too much
It's
rice.
so luxury though. I feel like some of these events, like BCB, for instance. Sophia, are you gonna do BCB?
I'll probably walk around.
Yeah.
This time we will not. I looked into what all of that entails. I always do my due diligence. I'll probably be in the community, during that event. But I'm, pretty strategic about where we're going to enter, especially the first year. You just want to be a little lean and mean with things.
Yeah.
You just want to be particular, but Tales of the Cocktail is a goal, right? Like I would love to be there.
I could totally see you there, like doing a class, maybe even if you had your maestro tequilero with you. I don't know, but I feel like you could do it just on your own. I could totally see that because
let's do it all together. Let's do it together. I think that would be great. All the women of tequila. And, I love coming together as women. And, I offered Park Street. I said, hey, I know these incredible founders in Raicilla, Sotol, Cucuy, Mezcal, you name it. There are other agave spirits. And that we have female founders, and they're in our world, and we love them. So, I think there's such power in all coming together and being that multifaceted agave spirits in industry of great founding women. And so I'd love to do something with all of us, because I just know the most incredible people, and you all know the most incredible women. So one event is Mujeres de Mezcal by Panorama Mezcal in New York City. So whoever can come to that event is coming up in the months ahead this spring.
Yeah, I think Lou Bank, did something for it once. I was just on his podcast. We recorded 2 episodes, one released, and the next one I think is probably in a week or so.
Lou is great.
Lou's great. Yeah, Lou and I go toe to toe. We and our podcasts are very fun.
You and Lou are like 2 peas in a pod.
Me and Lou.
Yes, you are.
Love him. He's the reason that we got invited to visit 818.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Hey, Lou, cheers to you, and hope to see you soon too. Hope to meet you.
Okay, so next steps here. I want you to meet Andrea, who's been in the comments. She started Drink Chixa, and I know her through NYU. We went to NYU grad school, and also a New York City girl. You'll like her. I also want to underscore that if people want to try this, go to CasaJ.com.
CasaJTequila.com.
CasaJTequila.com. Follow the Tequila Woman on Instagram. That's another great way. And also just follow the brand on Instagram. That's always a good way to see, what's going on with them.
Can you show
we'll post our events.
Can you show us the bottle again? Because it's so pretty.
You got to feel it though, Heidi. You got to feel it.
I love it. Marissa, what are your thoughts on the bottle?
So generally I don't like not seeing the liquid. I generally like to see the liquid. But in this case, I think because of the market that they're going after, the luxury market, it does make sense to do it in this way. Ceramic always has a bit of a more premium feel if done right, which in this case it is. And it just it feels luxurious. The lid, I think, is very different, but it has a tight seal, which is cool. When I first saw it, I was nervous that it was not going to be a tight seal, but it's kind of fun. It's fun, and it does have a tight seal. it just feels premium. I don't know, it just feels premium, and, like, even the embossing, it's just,
I love it.
but
It's
the
so
thing
pretty.
that would confuse me is when it says ensemble, I wouldn't know what that meant. Now I do, and so with it being opaque and saying ensemble, it would just take me, like, a bottle to know that, but I like the specs, I like the speckle, I like the color, I like the muted, very, like, it's like the Restoration Hardware tequila, like, I could see this on display in, like, Architectural Digest or, like, the RH rooftop or something like that,
I
like, it would
think
very much be at
it's a
home.
great like talking point and a perfect opportunity for either someone who knows what they're talking about in off-prem, like in a retail space, or on-prem, a bartender. When somebody sees that ensemble and says like, what is an ensemble? Like that's a
Yes.
perfect opportunity for them to tell them about the tequila.
Exactly.
I think that's really, really awesome. The people who are nerdy like me and Marissa, like we're gonna notice it and ask like, what does that mean? Because as far as I know, I've only heard of that in mezcal. So how can it be in a tequila ensemble if it's only Blue Weber? But it's because it's two different productions.
And
Yes.
generally, the advice I give brands, like, I'm always like, "Oh, the bottleneck test, like, does the bottleneck look different and this and that?"
Mhm.
This is not the same. It's not competing in the same market. It's not like in that 40 to $60 price range where, like, you're just trying to fight each other. Like, this is something else on its own, and that's why I think the same branding and packaging message doesn't really apply, you know? You don't
Mhm.
have the same rules. Um,
But I would be able to identify that bottle just because of the ceramic of it. And that
yeah, if you just saw that, you would know it.
I,
You would
You
know.
I
know,
mean, I don't know of any other bottles that look like that.
Bozal, maybe Bozal mezcal.
yeah.
Mm, but does it have something on the top, Bozal? I feel like it does.
Yeah, they have their strip and they have their cork. Um, and what I
That's
love
right, they
about
do.
this, yeah,
Hmm.
they have the strip and the cork. What I love about this is that we're, empowering the artisans of Mexico, and this is made in a region called Pachuca Hidalgo. So, female and male artisans are creating these bottles. It's an exceptional story. You could see this story and see the artisans in craft on our website. We have an article page about the process, and we're empowering these artisans and co-creating with them to bring this into existence. So it was really important for me to work with the artisans of Mexico and keep these beautiful crafts alive. And then you're not only able to enjoy the tequila, but afterwards, if you want, you could flip it around. You could take the label off, use it for olive oil,
Oh
balsamic
yeah.
vinegar, soy sauce, whatever. Or you could
Yeah.
pop this, put a candle in, let the candle burn, put in flowers. It's a water decanter, whatever you want it to be. Put a
You know
mixed
what
drink
I
in
do?
there.
So,
I use
have you
them
been to
in
Cat?
my
Oh,
guest
sorry.
bathrooms for mouthwash. I put
Yeah,
them in my guest bathroom with mouthwash and a little like
that's cute.
shot glass, like I don't know, like one of these.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
have you been to Cabin yet in Hudson Square?
I don't think so. We have to go.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But right in, like, around the corner from it is a place called the Doro Lay, and I went there for dinner tonight, and they had all the
Oh,
Casa Azul as their olive oil containers.
See, there you
oh
go.
my gosh.
Exactly, right?
So I didn't use any olive oil.
Oh my God. But it's fun, it creates a centerpiece, it creates a moment. And you could batch up our Maria Verde on our cocktail menu. Check out our Tomatillo Bloody Mary, Batch it up, bring
Ooh,
it to your friends for brunch,
love
if you have a
that
little.
Maria Verde. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
this is
We have a great
art. This
cocktail.
bottle's not going anywhere near the recycling. This is art.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
it's
represented.
exciting. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. If you already have some bottles, you could bring it to your friends again, like, and do these fun things. So
Yeah,
I love
um,
it.
I look forward to seeing how people will repurpose.
yeah. Well, thank you so much. I mean, thank you for giving us over an hour of your time and telling us the story. I think people are very excited to try this. I would love to see it in bars and stuff, so I can try what the creative minds of the mixologists of New York City come up with for it.
Exactly. Coming soon. The list is coming soon. Yeah, really grateful for a bunch of these incredible establishments who have picked us up so far, and I can't wait to share that list with you all.
Love it.
Yeah, and if you're somebody who does end up buying a bottle or trying it, let us know. Tag us, tag Sophia, tag Casa J. Let us know what you're tasting, what you're smelling, and certainly how you reuse this beautiful bottle after you very quickly finish what's in it.
Exactly. I hope everybody has an incredible Valentine's Day weekend ahead as well. Have some great tequila, whether it's with loved ones, whether it's just for yourself. Self-love is the most important thing. And so, yeah, we just, have this sip for you. And, we thank you greatly for tuning in.
Yeah. And Heidi, of course, has a loving husband, but for the rest of us,
Mhm.
happy Valentine's Day. All kidding aside, we have a packed February. They say it's a perfect February. It starts on a Sunday, ends on a Saturday. It has one Friday the 13th. Can't think of a better February. We next week have Alto Canto. They messaged us. They're like, "Can we come on next week? Like, we have some stuff to say." And I was like, "Yes, you can."
I love
So
Alto
we
Canto.
booted someone. And then the next week is Fortaleza at BCB. Billy and I were comparing biceps because I'm a tool and he's jacked. And long story short, he agreed to come on like 7, 8 months ago because that's how long the wait was, even for a brand like Fortaleza. Although I was like, dude, if you want to come on sooner, like you can. So he's coming on the week thereafter. And then super exciting, all that is exciting too. Ascenda. Nick, the tequila wanderer, came out with a tequila soda with electrolytes and like a hint of orange. And I tried it at Sip Tequila Festival this weekend. And holy shit, like, it is amazing. You're all gonna love it. With summer right around the corner, it doesn't feel like it, but with summer right around the corner, it's amazing. So you're gonna love that story. It is a killer story. And
Plus, Nick is like the pioneer. Like he was doing this way before a lot of us were doing this. As far as
he's the OG.
he is the OG. Yeah.
And my mom tried it and immediately like marched up to him and was like, "Are you doing a fundraise?" And he's like, "Maybe no, like that ship sailed. There's a wait list." And she's like,
Yeah.
but it's that good. It's really good.
Wow. Well, we can't wait to try that. That's for sure.
And then it's March, which is Women's History Month, and we are only featuring female founders the entirety of the month. So get excited.
Yeah.
Woo! And if you ever want to focus on some mezcal founders, let me
We
know.
do.
I have amazing gals within my network who are dear friends. So, yeah, shout out to Dose Mezcal. Have you spoken with them yet?
Not yet, but we would love to.
No, I
I'd
haven't.
love to connect you with Gabby and Mia. So, shout out to my lady,
Wait, Gabby and who?
Mia.
Okay.
Doce Mezcal. DOCE. Beautiful bottle, beautiful spirit, beautiful women. Incredible story.
We've got Doce Casas, which is about like astrology. That
Nice. Yes.
Doce
Very
Casas
cool. Very cool.
Tequila.
Yes. Wonderful. Okay.
Very
That's
cool.
a beautiful bottle.
By the way,
That's
I'm a
beautiful.
Pisces with a Aquarius rising. What did we decide, Sophia?
Oh my gosh. So we were speaking about astrology last we met, and I was sharing with Marissa that she needed to get on the CoStar app. So Marissa, check out CoStar.
I'm on it. I've been doing enough bachelorettes.
Yes.
I am a Pisces with an Aquarius moon and a Virgo rising. I don't know what any of that means, but
I'm a
Fantastic.
Capricorn with a Taurus rising.
Capricorn Taurus, very nice. I
What
like
does
that.
that mean?
Quite balanced. And then I'm a Libra, Virgo, Sagittarius. So
Wow.
that's a cool one too.
I don't know what any of this means.
Well, we'll do an astrology tequila talk at a later date.
Honestly, let's. Okay, well, this was a wonderful episode. Thank you so much, Sophia, for starting the month with us.
Yes.
And I guess that's it. Heidi, what do we tell them? What do we say?
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we say we'll see you next and every Tuesday.
See you next and every
Woo!
Tuesday.
Viva tequila! Viva Jalisco!
Woo!
Viva!